Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at the bearded, I'm not going to say that word, I don't want it to be auto caption, but I'm just going to call it the bearded rocking Alolan Ninetales, Umbreon, Delcatty, B-Barrel, Lanoon, and Lairon. So a pretty interesting team running double Charmers, no Nidoqueen, choosing to run Lairon as the anti-Charmer. Going to go up against Aurora Phoenix 5. These first 2 or 3 matches are not that great, but just gives you some looks at how the bearded utilized their team. So a very favorable matchup. Lanoon versus Vaporeon, pretty straightforward matchup. Just gonna go for that Grass Knot. Does get beat to the first charge move. Lanoon pretty squishy, taking a lot of damage from the Aqua Tail. Gonna have to shield to get off this this Grass Knot. So gonna trade shields here, and I think this is a mistake. This is a really big mistake here. Going for the dig. Should have just switched out. I'm not really sure, and also I think Grass Knot is more energy efficient than dig. Let me just take a look. I'm almost certain it is, but always good to double check. And gonna bring in Lairon versus this Umbreon. Okay, so Grass is 0.8, and then Dig is 0.55, and Dig actually does 4 more damage than Grass Knot, and almost for sure would have got to a second Grass Knot. But you shouldn't have even done the Grass Knot. Should his instant switch, and then his opponent does last resort on the Lairon. So again, these first couple matches are not that good. The finals are pretty good. So certainly come take a look, and you're gonna see the reason why I am capturing this this footage. Gonna switch out and gonna go for the body slam. Probably should have went for the rock slide, and definitely would have made it. And probably not gonna shield. Gets by Aqua Tail, and gonna get hit by another Aqua Tail. And then at this point in time, this is the reason why I'm featuring this person's matches, despite the first couple of matches not being that great, is because this person is using. Oh man, okay, this is pretty bad right here. Using non-legacy Umbreon, and actually showing it with the fact that it has the flower. It's a flower crown evolution one. I'm going to switch into Lairon, but Lairon is way too low of the health to be able to do very much in that matchup. So I'm going to go into the second match against, in this case, going up against Skunk Tank. Going to look to charm down this Skunk Tank. Let's see if that's going to happen. And a switch out occurs, and his opponent switches out into Umbreon. I'm almost certain that was a mistake. But it is a very big mistake. He doesn't shield the Ice Beam, and shield comes up. Very gutsy shield. I'm not sure about that shield. Couldn't get hit by another charge move. Oh, was almost there. And I expect this Psy Shock to come up, and I think his opponent wanted to mirror, which is almost for sure what was supposed to happen. And they're gonna come into Lairon. This Lairon absolutely mauling this this Alolan Ninetales, and this should be a Psy Shock. Yeah, Psy Shock, and then his opponent is gonna come in Metal Claw, and really doesn't even need to hit this body slam, to be honest. Probably would have been better off just doing the Metal Claw, and takes out his opponent pretty easily. Then they go into the third match in the set. They cut the clips kind of weird, so it is very difficult for me to follow when I combine them. And gonna go for the Psy Shock and take out. Nope. Gonna be able to charm down this Minun. And here comes Donphan using it like a very different team, looking to get to that Ice Beam. Very kind of risky, to be honest, but able to calculate it correctly. Looking to KO there. I do think a Psyshock plus that Charm definitely would have been enough. And his opponent going for it may be a single move to Donphan, to be honest. That's almost likely the case. And gonna get fainted down. Could come in later on. Umbreon doesn't really matter too much at this point in time. And yeah, the beard is in full control. Should Rock Slide, to be honest. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. Up 2 Pokemon, 2-1. Gonna get foul played, and then another body slam to take out his round 1 opponent. Going to go into round number 2 very shortly against Emperor Matt, rocking Alolan, Ninetales, Umbreon, Skuntank, Suicune, Lairon, and Raikou. So pretty interesting using Raikou. You're going to be able to just snarl down his opponent, getting to a last second charge move. It's last resort, but it really doesn't matter. So gonna lead Alolan Ninetales into Skuntank. Gonna look to burn 1 shield and then faint down this Skuntank. This Skuntank can win the 1 shield by double crunching. So went up for, but recognizing that a crunch had occurred, so willing to at least trade a shield, and his opponent does go for the double crunch. Let's see if a shield comes up. A shield does come up. Very interesting approach to that. Could have definitely just would have been super close at just farming down, but Raikou coming out, man. But these Thunder Shocks are not doing enough damage, and that is an absolutely critical error. Unless his opponent had Umbreon in the back, which might be the case. Here comes Lairon. I don't know if Lairon is necessarily the right move here, because these Metal Claws are not going to do very much damage, and this Lairon is basically going to get it was basically a sack, to be honest. And here goes a Wild Charge, and another Wild Charge should be coming. Oh my gosh, this Raikou with its very nice attack stat in the Great League, but it's super squishy, is absolutely mauling his opponent. I'm going to go for a foul play, and let's see what's in the back. And it is a Suicune, but this might be a little too late. Probably should have risked the farm down, to be honest. The way that the team is constructed, there's like nothing in the back that the Bearded could have beat well, maybe, I don't know, at that low health, but it looks like stopped recording anyway, so cut off that match. I presume that the Bearded really clipped these battles very weirdly for me, but it's quite alright. Gonna get bubble beamed, so presumably down 1 match 2-0 or 0-1, and no shield on that Psyshock. It is a reduced damage Psyshock, and gonna get bubble beam for a second time, but looking to KO. Gonna get bubble beam again. Oh man, this is 3-stage bubble beam reduction, but at the trade of a full Pokemon, I'm not really sure that was necessarily worth it. And this Alolan Ninetales has some energy, but this Psyshock is gonna absolutely do nothing. It's gonna be a single resisted, no stab, triple reduced. It did very little damage, and these charms are not doing very damage. And this Skuntank has quite a bit of energy. So the Bearded, even though winning switch advantage, not in a great situation right now. Gonna have to worry about these crunches coming through, and another crunch will probably come before the Lanoon is able to get to the Grass Knot. And I'm not really sure what this Lanoon is supposed to do against this Skunk Tank. Skunk Tank is pretty squishy. It is certainly far from the bulkiest Pokemon, and does put up the shield. Very interesting. A shield does come up. The Bearded really valuing switch advantage even this late into the match. And to be honest, the Emperor could nope. Okay, all right, down. Okay, this is an okay matchup. Umbreon gonna be slightly behind in terms of. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. I'm not gonna lie, but Raikou is extremely squishy. Yeah. Oh man, I'm not sure. Also, the case that Wild Charge is a little bit more expensive, and Umbreon's bulk is basically like a third shield, and this is gonna be a race to the charge move. Who is gonna win? This is a extremely close matchup, and able to get to that charge move to KO this Raikou. But I guarantee that Raikou was at the Wild Charge. So going into game number 3, Lanoon into Lairon, an okay matchup, pretty evenish to be honest. Gonna be able to hit each other with pretty strong neutral damage. That Grass Knot is neutral, and if this is a Rock Slide, it's gonna do a lot of damage. It is a Rock Slide. I'm gonna switch out into Skunk Tank. Probably should have went up for the dig, because not gonna shield. And here comes a very interesting strategy here. Switching in a lone Ninetales, recognizing that this Skunk Tank is reduced and able to just barely faint down. That was a very calculated risk, but this Lairon's gonna come back in. Oh wow, okay, and taking a huge risk there by going for the Ice Beam, but it is certainly going to do way more damage than the Side Shock, and gonna go into Umbreon. Let's see if this is a Body Slam. It is a Rock Slide. Ooh, that is a nice play. Okay, all right, gonna look to hit this foul play, especially before this Lairon is able to get to a Body Slam. Let's see if a shield comes up on this Lairon. A shield does come up. And let's see if Umbreon decides to shield or not. And it decides to shield. An excellent shield on that Rock Slide. Gonna look to farm up just one extra Snarl. And that's to avoid getting hit by a Body Slam. And takes out the Lairon. Let's see what's in the bag. It is Raikou. But this Raikou is likely within KO range. So gonna switch out into Lanoon. Gonna force this Raikou to decide: do I want to get taken out by this Lanoon, or am I okay with this Umbreon taking me out? Oh no! Wow. Okay. Does this KO? Oh my gosh! It does not KO. Wow. Okay. Umbreon, absolute monster. I guarantee you, if that was most people's last resort, Umbreon, that would have definitely lost. So, wow, okay. One of the benefits of having a non-last resort Umbreon, that additional tankiness allowed it to survive that Wild Charge. Wow, I'm actually kind of shocked that it actually survived that Wild Charge. Wild Charge does 54 damage of 156. Wow, okay, that was nuts. Does get hit by the Hydro Pump, and likely going to hit by a Bubble Beam. Going to let this go. And it doesn't really matter. It could miss a couple bubbles, and it's still going to put on just enough damage to take out the Suicune. But it is at 0 energy, and this Lanoon does get some energy. Did not bring Lairon. Oh, okay, that's actually his next opponent. Okay. There's no transition things. Anyways, okay. Let's take a look at opponents' teams. If you are sending me battles in the future, do not clip it this way. Gonna switch into Umbreon, because the Alone Ninetales is a worse matchup and does get the shield. Wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. Gonna let this attack just because it doesn't want to. It actually wants to be strategically a lower health. So if it does win this matchup, Uh, and I imagine Shield would come up here. And it does. And gonna look to farm up a little bit. And just a tiny bit. So that if the Lone Ninetales does come out. Oh, okay. Probably gonna let this go. And oh wow, oh wow, okay. But this is good for the Lanoon. Gonna have to no. This is gonna be too much. Wow, gonna get farmed down for sure. Not gonna be able to get to this 2 charge moves. And nice play by Playgoo. I would be shocked. Whoa, okay, it actually might happen. Oh my gosh, Jesus. Okay, Playgoo 100% misplaying it by doing the side shock. Wasn't gonna get off another side shock, so I'm not really sure what the point of that is. But oh wow, okay, massive misplay. Wow, okay, I totally counted the bearded out. That was a very close match. Even this is a Hydro Pump, it's not gonna KO a Lone Ninetales, and it's a Bubble Beam bait, and this is definitely another Bubble Beam. There's no way this is Hydro Pump. And gonna go for the side shock, looking to take out this Suicune. Well, it wouldn't take it out, but it would at least do some damage to allow it to set up to take out. And this is gonna be another Bubble Beam. And the Suicune. Oh no, this is gonna be a Hydro Pump. Jesus. Okay. Wow. Umbreon definitely. Wow, it survived with like 1 HP. Wow, that's crazy. But this might actually turn out to be in favor. That is not a good situation at all. You definitely want to bait up to the dig. And let's see. Definitely going to bait. The Bearded loves to bait, it seems. And does not fall for the bait. Going to switch into Umbreon. And going to be met by this Lone Ninetales. And, oh man, this matchup, I would be shocked if it is not over. But these foul plays are going to be able to spam a decent amount. And likely to get off one more foul play. Which, to be honest, is like about certainly less than 2 last resorts. But it gets down to a pretty low amount. But this matchup is almost over. This Skunk Tank has too much energy in the back. And with 2 shields, the Bearded is definitely... wow, I'm surprised the shield came up. Oh, wow, okay. Am I wrong? Okay, I'm pretty sure it's over. Okay. I'm going to say a crunch is going to come up right now. All right. So Lot ends up losing that match. Clips this battle is so weird. Okay, people want to see that finishing blow, but the Bearded definitely doesn't want. So going to go up to the Sludge Bomb. If this is a Sludge Bomb shield, it's going to be huge. It's a crunch. So I expect the Bearded definitely playing this matchup a little differently. I imagine if it was and then another crunch is coming through. In the Bearded pass had double shielded and willing to take switch advantage, but unlikely to get to a charge move. So let's see what comes through. But going to be able to do a lot of damage to whatever comes in. In this case, is a Lone Ninetales and a Lairon coming through, reading that the Lone Ninetales is causing a very big issue. Going to switch out into Umbreon. Beautiful switch. Basically a double switch. And going to put a lot of pressure onto this Suicune. And this matchup is over. Recognizing can win this matchup. Down 1 shield. And there's a Hydro Pump. But if it's going to have to double Hydro Pump. And even a double Hydro Pump might not even KO. Likely not KO. And foul play. And I think this Umbreon is going to survive with like a sliver of health. Yeah. And going to be able to foul play. And this is why Umbreon is absolutely dominating this matchup. It's able to win some of these matchups down 1-0 to... Oh, wow. Okay. Jesus. No. That is terrible for that Suicune. And gonna switch out and gonna be met by this body slam. Lairon says, "Hello, my friend. I come to body slam and Metal Claw." All right, so barely winning out that match. Really nice play, recognizing the value of switch advantage, and going Dalcati versus Alolan Ninetales. Flamethrower? Psyshock. Gonna go for this Stars Army voice. I'm not really sure why. Maybe the shield bait. It is for the shield bait, but man, I can't imagine. First off, Disarming Voice would be enough here. 2 KO. Let's see if Solar Beam. Okay, that was totally unnecessary. And Disarming Voice would be enough as well at this range, likely. Gonna Wild Charge and take switch advantage. Opponent, massive misplay. And because these snarls are not resisted, and another misplay by his opponent, Bubble Beam should have committed, but afraid of the Wild Charge, and I expect a Bubble Beam to come out. Yeah, Bubble Beam. This is definitely going to be, well, it could be a Hydro Pump. Yeah, it's going to be a Hydro Pump, and especially shields down. But again, Umbreon can win this matchup. Down and met by another Umbreon. Oh, wow, okay. This is not the matchup you want to be in an Umbreon mirror match. Going to switch out into Lairon to give it a little bit of a better fighting chance by chipping away at a little bit of health. Last Resort. Man, why do people Last Resort Lairon? That is absolutely the worst move that can be done. Yeah, man, that was a massive misplay. A lot of people have not scrimmed against Lairon, but yes, that was a very terrible play. But that's quite all right. His opponent still in control, and would have had to do another charge move anyways, and gonna body slam to try to take out this Suicune, and gonna switch out into Umbreon, and even this Hydro Pump, it's going to be able to survive this Hydro Pump. It's a Bubble Beam, and going to faint down, and if this is Last Resort, it's going to be able to survive it. Wow, okay, this is going to come down to the absolute wire. Going to hit this foul play. Going to try to force his last shield. I'm pretty sure it's the one shield left. Yes. And going to go for another foul play. I'm not sure why his opponent just didn't go for a foul play there. And is this a foul play or a Last Resort? A foul play. Yeah, but this Lairon is going to be able to Metal Claw down. Oh, man. And literally time was running on like 3 seconds. Wow, time's up. Wins the match. Wow. That is absolutely nuts. Jesus. Okay. I don't even know. Is this the second match in this round? I think so. Wow. That is crazy. The only time this person decided to clip it. Definitely would have won, though. Would have been able to hit a Metal Claw, and that would have did more damage to the Snarl. Gonna Bubble Beam down. Gonna switch out into Nidoqueen, and trying to decide what to do. Very slow on the switch here. Umbreon can tank this Earth Power. Oh, it's a Stone Edge. Okay. Must have Stone Edge Earthquake as the moveset, which would be a very interesting moveset. And here comes another foul play. Man, Umbreon just so spammy. And I imagine gonna let this go. Let's see if this is an Earthquake. Oh, it's Stone Edge. Very interesting. And here comes another Umbreon, recognizing it. Gonna switch out into... Oh, beautiful switch. But this is still likely a Last Resort. And gonna put it at like pretty low range. And this is a Bubble Beam down Alolan Ninetales. So gonna go for the... Man, very nice constraint. These charms are still doing a lot of damage. This is gonna be a foul play. Oh, man, I don't know. Like, that is a very questionable foul play there. Um, has energy in the back. Lairon, maybe? Lairon, gonna look to farm up. And then here comes Suicune. Gonna go for foul play. And looking to do another foul play because did generate quite a bit of energy. Goes for the back to back. Really nice play. Let's see if the Suicune, if it decides to bubble beam, it's going to get hit by another foul play. If it decides to hydro pump, then it's going to be met by a body slam on Lairon's side. It's going to be a hydro pump. And I expect this Lairon to farm up a little bit and then go for the body slam. Take out this Suicune. This is really excellent play in a pretty critical situation. Gonna look to body slam this Nidoqueen. It has a little bit of energy, but not a ton. Taking it out. Lairon coming through with its body slam spam. And this is, unless it has two, here comes the foul play. Man, even if it had another one, which is likely to get off, it would have just had enough energy there. Lairon likely would have survived that last foul play with a sliver of health and able to take that match. Wow. Okay. Some not so great matches, but some really entertaining gameplay and really good constraint from his opponent. Okay. Gonna lead with B-Barrel into calls the Kanto Ninetales lead, and this is absolutely a bad matchup for Kanto Ninetales. Gonna look to hit a Surf. Maybe doesn't have a lone Ninetales. Might have. Yeah. Gonna probably stay into this matchup. Man, probably needs to switch out. I don't know what you switch out to. Both those matchups are pretty terrible. I'm not sorry the foul play didn't come out. Gonna look to Surf. Does need to get out of this matchup at some point in time. Gonna go into Lanoon. Basically, Lanoon, like both of them having like decent, okay matchups against the Lone Ninetales, but Lanoon certainly having the worst matchup because it would have to go up to the dig to take out a Lone Ninetales. I can't imagine a shield here, and gonna look to trade blows. Last resort. I'm not sure why this person is last resorting, and that is a gutsy move coming in Nidoqueen. This Grass Knot is only neutral, so it's not going to do a ton of damage, but does get the shield. This Nidoqueen, oh man, this is a very interesting situation. This is a Stone Edge? Stone Edge, oh wow, okay. I think Stone Edge is definitely the wrong move, but does have to worry about this Nidoqueen getting off another charge move. Oh, gonna let it. Oh, there's no shields left. Okay, never mind. Here comes Umbreon. That's definitely a mistake. And here comes Kanto, Kanto Ninetales, and this B-Barrel able to take it out. This Surf is almost gonna be able to take it out. I'll say almost for sure gonna take it out. Gonna go into the last match against Mark 93, and in this matchup, B-Barrel is able to get off two Surfs. As you can see, it's not even at green health yet, or not even outside green. But gonna go for the side shock to at least burn the shield. Oh nope, willing to go down a shield and gonna farm down with this. This is a very interesting strategy. I actually hadn't seen it played that way, but gonna be met with this Lairon. Man, it's so dangerous to play like this, and gonna auto switch. It doesn't matter. This is gonna be a very interesting strategy. Gonna look to foul play. His opponent definitely has to see that there's a flower crown on it, and this is the situation people say they don't want to be locked into. A situation where a non-last resort Umbreon is locked in with a last resort Umbreon. But you're gonna see that this matchup, for sure, the Beard is not going to win the matchup because of this, but is not going to be as bad as we're going to expect. And Gonna look to just farm down as much as possible and chip away and not gonna shield. And this is absolutely a mistake. But it was a bad situation either way. Gonna look to body slam. Doesn't need to shield. Gonna be able to survive one more foul play after that as well. But gonna look to chip away, hoping to get off one more body slam and burn this last shield. And this is the correct shield as well, because the foul play is certainly going to do a little bit less, and a shield's 100% going to come up, and going to look to either rock slide or body slam, and then I expect immediate switch out into Umbreon and look to hit that foul play. Oh no, not immediate switch out. Gonna force this Umbreon to use his charge move or get fainted down by Metal Claw. And even this last resort, it's not gonna KO Umbreon. This is why. Look at this situation, and able to play out of a pretty terrible matchup. And we see the Bearded recognizing that there's no hard Alolan Ninetales counter, and has played this matchup before. This is gonna be a crunch, and I expect a Psyshock to come through. And if no shield, then gonna be able to faint down. If not, gonna shield this crunch, take the switch advantage, recognizing that Umbreon is in the back, and Umbreon can be, well, there's double Charmers in the back, so which is not great. Got chipped away. I expect Umbreon to come in, and Umbreon's gonna come in, and Umbreon can. This is why Umbreon is so amazing. Let's see if there's gonna be a switch out. Goes for the Hyper Fang, and switch out into another Umbreon. Going to Delcatty. If this was if this was an Alolan Ninetales, this would be a better matchup. Just because, oh man, shouldn't go last resort. So this is why some people are not familiar with these matchups. Really should be going foul play, but some people aren't familiar with Delcatty's typing, thinking that they have to go last resort because this Delcatty likely doesn't shield. Wow, okay, that is kind of nuts, because this is a very bad situation right now. Mark was in a pretty bad situation, but basically I really like, after watching this video, pretty much going through the entire tournament run, leading with Alolan Ninetales whenever they don't have a strong anti-charmer, and then willing to burn both shields to get switch advantage, recognizing that Umbreon can with switch advantage, unless they're carrying double Charmers, can be anything in the back plus one shield that's not a Charmer, except for another Umbreon. Obviously that would be not so good. Gonna go into Delcatty into Alolan Ninetales. Gonna be a pretty interesting matchup. Obviously, looks like gonna hit the disarming voice, and let's see if a shield comes up. Shield's for sure gonna come up, and likely a faint down is gonna occur, losing that switch advantage. Gonna go into an Alolan Ninetales to see if this is gonna be an Ice Beam. Oh, but the thing is like it only does one less damage, or one or two less damage. It's not even that necessarily a big deal, and they're gonna be met by double anti-charmers on the backside. Wow. Okay. Jesus. Both these people willing to flex both their charmers, recognizing like, hey, you have a good charmer, I have a good charmer, but Mark unfortunately having the better better charmers. Wow, this is really bad. Really needed to hit that Psyshock. Unfortunately, not going to be the case. And going to be met by Umbreon in the back. They were thinking the exact same lines. Wow. This is a very good finals. Double Charmer strat. And this obviously is a situation where it doesn't really matter. I expect no shield to come through. The Bearded recognizing that this is over and not even just going to let it get snarled down. and then going to recollect himself and go into the final match. And let's see how this is going to play out. Yeah, this is the, or was this the? Oh no, that was the third and final match. Okay, the Bearded already won. Okay, it was very weird because the clipping and whatnot. But anyways, and then for some reason it doesn't end the clip right away. So the Bearded playing really effectively, recognizing that Umbreon didn't have Last Resort, and trying to scare away potential Umbreons by running double Charmers, which is very interesting strategy. Coming later on as a harder counter to these other Charmers. So it's a pretty interesting gameplay. If you like this video, you want to see more tournament Ferocious Cup videos, let me know down in the comment section below. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see everyone in the next video.